Hello everyone, welcome to my class on the YouTube platform. My name is Arifa Zahir, and in today's class we will be discussing how to write the body of an essay IELTS Writing Task 2. So let's begin with the class. Before I begin with the class, a few details about what I do and which are the platforms where you can find me. So, like I said before, my name is Arifa Zahir. I'm the founder of British English Trainers. I have a master's in English and a CELTA from Cambridge University. My students are placed in all parts of the world. And at BET, which is my institute, we provide training for IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, verbal, communicative and general English, and also provide assistance in writing the statement of purpose. I would also like to add that I have an experience of more than a decade in both teaching and training IELTS students and tutors. Also, I began my career as an IELTS administrator with the British Council. So, without much ado, let's look at the various platforms where you can find me. You can find me on IELTS with Arifa, Instagram and Telegram, right there. And also on Facebook, you can search for me by writing British English Trainers. So that's where you could talk to me, ask me questions, and get your queries clarified. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the subscriptions that we provide. We've got 4 different types of courses currently running. First one is the Fundamental IELTS program. Now, all these courses are for 8 weeks. The Fundamental IELTS program covers all the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking. So, input, mock test, and of course, feedback. Next is the intensive writing program, where again there will be input, script correction, and comprehensive feedback on all the writing aspects of both writing task 1 and writing task 2. The next one is the integrated speaking and writing program, where input on speaking and writing along with one-on-one and group speaking sessions and feedback will be provided. The next course which we are providing right now is the Fundamental Spoken English course for professionals. These are the skills which will be covered under this course. For more details, please click on this link so that you can get a clear idea about how these skills are taught and why you should be registering with us. And all these different types of courses which we are providing are all for 8 weeks. Now let's begin with today's class. So before I begin, I would like to further take you back to what we did in our last video. Again, the link to which is provided right here. Now, in our last video, which was on the introduction to an opinion essay, I spoke to you about 5 different types of essays, out of which 2 different types of essays do not directly need an opinion introduction, which were problem and solution and the 2-part question. But the other types of essays would require you to write an opinion introduction. Now, it's very important to remember that an opinion introduction essay would be followed by the body, which would also further emphasize on that opinion. So let's have a look at the body of an essay, the introduction to which was done in our last video. Let's move on. Now, the body is going to cover the main ideas and the supporting ideas. Now, it's very important to understand what is the main idea and what is the supporting idea before we begin the class. The main idea is the idea that agrees or disagrees with what you're trying to say, and that is further expanded in the supporting idea. The supporting ideas consist of 2 parts. One is the explanation and the other is the example. Let's have a look. Question sample, structure in stages, explain body 1 and 2, and tips for writing. Now, this is the exact same question that we did last time. The signposting with the main idea 1. So how do we write the body of the IELTS Writing Task 2 opinion essay? We begin by writing, starting our body with the signposting language. Again, what is a signposting language? The link to which has been provided in the description below, so you can have a look at my signposting language video. Now, I would like to further explain by telling you that it's always good to start your body, your introduction, your conclusion with the signposting language, which gives a further explanation of what you're about to say and gives a direction to what you're about to say to the examiner. Now, let's have a look at what happens in the body. In the body, we write the main idea, which is the main point. The point that we are going to explain with the help of the supporting idea. Now, the supporting idea actually consists of two parts. One is the explanation and the other is the example. Now, it's very important to understand that in order to get a higher band score, each paragraph that you write should have a concluding statement, not a conclusion, but a concluding statement, which completely encapsulates the idea that has been explained in that paragraph. So let's have a look at the body of this question that we wrote the introduction to in our last video. To begin with, on one hand, it is a known fact that senior people holding managerial position in any company generally get more importance because of their overall working experience over youngsters. Now let's have a look at the question again. That will give us a fairly good idea about what the question is looking for in your body. The leaders or directors of organizations are often older people, but some people think that young people can also take charge of this post. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Let's imagine that we are going to partially agree with the given statement. We are not going to completely agree. We are not going to completely disagree. We are going to partially agree. Now, let's have a look at the answer once again. To begin with, on one hand, it is a known fact that senior people holding managerial position in any company generally get more importance because of their overall working experience over youngsters. Now, you can clearly see that this adheres to the first part of the question. The reason for this, the explanation, is that business matters often require the people in charge to have not only the knowledge of coping with problematic situations, but also strong nerves to calmly find a feasible solution. For instance, people with vast knowledge and experience of many years have dealt with workplace challenges which youngsters have just studied or heard from others. Now, it's very important to understand what we've done here. We've begun with the main idea, that is, we are agreeing with one part of the question where we believe in the fact that yes, that people in senior positions deserve the position because of their seniority. So, how do we justify it? We justify it with the help of an explanation and then further reinstate the point with the help of an example. Once we are done that, we conclude that paragraph by writing a concluding statement. Thus, young people have a lesser chance of winning over them when it comes to solving problems in a real life scenario. So them out here are the seniors or the elders or the older generation. Now let's have a look at the other paragraph, which would agree with the idea that youngsters could also hold positions of responsibility. Essay in Stages, Body, Part 2. Signposting with main idea 2. Supporting idea 2. Example, concluding statement. It's very important to understand out here that in this part of the essay, I'm going to talk about the other perspective. On the other hand, we cannot overlook the fact that when it comes to the usage of technology and flexibility towards any change in the workplace of life, it has been observed that the youth is usually more adaptable. What is the supporting idea to this? They are fast. Why are they adaptable? The question you should always be asking yourself when it comes to the supporting idea is, how do I further expand it? Answer the question why. They're fast and tend to infuse new ideas with the help of technology in their day-to-day life and workplace and are keen on experimenting. An example right there. An example that can be stated is that of the new generation that has expanded their parents' business with the help of the digital network. Now, again, we've spoken about why youngsters too are capable of taking roles of responsibility. We've expanded it by stating that they're flexible, have new ideas, and are keen on experimenting and using platforms like the digital network. Now, how are we going to conclude it? We are going to conclude it by stating, therefore, certainly youngsters get more points over older people when it comes to leading with the help of the latest technology and being a risk taker. You can clearly see that similar kind of words have been used, but instead of using the exact words, we've used synonyms to give a conclusion to this particular paragraph, to conclude this particular paragraph. I hope it's absolutely clear to all of you now on how to write body part 1 and body part 2 of a partially agree or a partially disagree essay. And with that, we come to the end of the class. I'm sure all of you must be excited to know what is the conclusion to this essay going to be like. So to know more about that, wait for our next video. To know more about us, follow me on Instagram under IELTS with Arifa, Telegram again IELTS with Arifa, Facebook, look for us at British English Trainers, that's my institute's name, and you all are already on YouTube. I would request you to like, share and subscribe to my channel Arifa Zahir. Thank you and have a good day.